Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm not going to cover an entire project today. I am just going to share some tips for putting together a multi-die piece. So let's get started with describing the piece and my inspiration for it. My inspiration for it is the Outlaws Twisted Thursday Challenge. And this December, our challenge is Holiday Spectacular. So the theme is optional, but the idea of the theme is to share your over-the-top holiday projects, whether they be cards or bags or boxes or cakes or clothing, whatever you make and want to share with us that is holiday spectacular. We'd love to see it. Remember, we are always anything goes, so you can always bring in any project that you've been working on. Now, also over at the Outlaws, we have the anything goes in a card-free zone. So if you're working on something spectacular and you want to share it over there, we'd love to see it over there also. All right. As you can see, there are several little pieces to this die, and this die is sitting on the top of, or on the front, I should say, of a gift bag. Now, I had a couple of challenges here. Number one was getting all of these little pieces glued on the bag in the right order. That was my second challenge. My first challenge was placing it on the bag and keeping all the proportions correct. All right, let's talk about how I faced those issues and conquered them. First, I started out in Cricut Design Space, and this box is a SVG Happy Large Box, and I have altered it some. I usually do alter boxes to change the sizes. And this wonderful Christmas unicorn is from Cuttlebug Designs. This will be linked below so that you can find these items. All right, so let's just take a quick look at this box. This box has 4 sections to it. A side, let's just move this off. A side, here's a side, a front, and a back. It has these fold pieces in it so the bag will actually fold down, okay? And that's why there's a fold line across your back side. Now this is the top of the bag, and these pieces fold into the bag, and these pieces fold into the bottom of the bag or box. And then you put another piece of cardboard or cardstock or whatever it is you're using to create the bottom. You just put some tape along here and tape that in, and that gives you the bottom of your bag or box. All right, so let's just pull all of these to the side, because what we really want to concentrate on is the actual unicorn here and how we did that. So what I did is I brought in the unicorn pieces. The only piece I added was I added an outline to the white ear. So let's see if I can find, there's my white ear. All right, so I took this white ear, I hit offset, and you can see that big ear there. I simply scooched it down to the size I wanted. I'm going to use my keyboard here and just move it up there and hit apply. That's all I did. I'm going to pull that out. Then I just did a basic cut in black. I did that because I knew that my bag was going to be white, and I knew his ear was white. And so I knew that that really wasn't going to show up very well. So rather than inking around and making that white look like it was just kind of dirty, I just put a black behind it, and that makes it stand up off that white bag. Okay. I also want you to notice that this unicorn comes with little stars, holly berries, and 3 little circles that go in the middle of this poinsettia flower. The reason I'm asking you to notice that is because although I cut them, I did not use them on the back. I used something else, but they do come with that. All right, so here comes my number 1 tip for creating something like this. Here we go. Notice right here, I did a print then cut, and I printed the outline of the unicorn. All right, so we're going to detach here. We're going to come to this piece, and you'll notice I can unflatten. I'll come in and just choose this guy. What I did, here was the basic cut. All right, this was the basic cut that went behind this. All I did is I came in and I centered it on my bag front. So I selected it here and I said, I want this to be really light, even lighter than that. So I went to advanced, pushed it up a little bit, and made it extremely light gray. Then I selected the front of my bag and the image, and I flattened it. Now, if that happens, it's because you've got the score line in there and it's picking up the score line. So you can select here, and then you can go find your card front. Let's see if I can find it. It might be easier to do it this way. Okay, so here's my card front. And there's this piece, shift, and I can flatten. And there it is. Now I can move this to the back, and I can select this and put my score lines back in. So I just say attach. Now I'm going to print then cut this piece. The actual score lines are not going to, they're not going to print, but this will, and that's going to show me exactly then where to place my dies. So let's head over to the craft table and let me show you how I did this, because I have another trick when we get over there. Here we are at the craft table, and we're going to start out by putting the unicorn horn together. I'm going to go ahead and take these little pieces that I have already cut out of yellow cardstock, inked around the edges with pink ink, and then sprayed with a spray glue and covered in a really fine glitter. And that's how I got this look. So now our horn is all ready to go. Next, we're going to move on to those ears. And you'll see that I've got the little black piece that's going to outline the white piece. And that's all that little black piece is there for. And here are the pink inner ears that I'm just gluing into place. And I added a little pink ink to those. All right, here's our cheat. Here is our little way to make this so much easier. You can see the front of the bag here, and it has my unicorn printed on there. So now, as I start to put things into place, it's going to be really simple. Now here's my second cheat. I take a photo. My computer is across the room in my craft room. So I take a photo with my phone, and that way I have a really good idea of what goes where. So I know that my ears and my unicorn horn are on the bottom of this. So I'm going to go ahead and with some fabric tack, I'm going to adhere that horn in. And I'm pretty much just placing the very top of it over that gray top of the horn and then sort of sliding it into position. The ear, I'm kind of moving around a little bit there just to make sure that I have it exactly over that gray, because if I follow that exactly, everything now is going to fall into place. Here's the little green piece, and again, I'm going to match it right up with the gray that's on the bag. These dark green leaves, I'll tell you, had I not had this printed in, I would have had no clue where to put all these, and I might have had things all out of proportion and a mess. So this definitely made it very easy. Those green leaves actually just curled around that quick stick that you see sitting there. And that's how I got those curves in the leaves. I also inked around them with a dark green. The little red poinsettia part, the dark red is actually basil paper and it comes glittered. And then the little pieces I'm putting in right now, I ran through an embossing folder just to give them a little more interest, a little bit of texture. Went over those with some close to my heart red ink. I could give you the actual names of these colors I used, but none of them are available anymore. So they're all retired colors at this point. All right, you see me referring to my phone up there to place those in. Now I'm using some Barely Art Precision craft glue to put in those teeny tiny little holly leaves and those little red gems. I'll also put in the little unicorn eyes using the Barely Art glue. Now, the little stars, these little stars I'm about to place in are white enamel stars from Close to My Heart. I actually sprayed those when I sprayed the unicorn horn, and I just dipped those in gold glitter. That's how I got that look. Now I'm going to come in with these gems from my stash, and I'm going to go get a Y17 Copic, and I'm going to color some yellow gems, and I'm going to place those in the middle of my poinsettia. All right, you know, if I'm getting the gems out, then we are coming to the end of this video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope I've made putting a multi-piece die together easier for you and shown you a way that you can attach it to bags or cards or any place you want to put it and keep all the dimensions correct. Questions or comments, put them in the box below and I'll get back with you. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.